Hey guys, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. My name is ConCon, and today we're talking about your buddy skills and your buddy types. So let's first look at different Palico types. Now, Palicos come in 5 types. That is Healer, that is Assist, Fight, Bombardier, and Gathering. Let me talk about them one by one. So go to your buddy board, select buddy. We're going to go straight to Palicos, and I'm going to start off with my Healer here. So using the buddy info, I'm going to go to page 3, and you can actually use your right stick, press your right stick in, and you can actually look at all these different equipped moves. Now, what it's important to know that every single class or type, like a healer, the first ability, Herbaceous Healing, every single healer will have. And the final ability, Healthhorn, every single healer will have. But the 3 in the middle will always be random, and every single other type can get any of the 3 that it's pulling from. So your Assist type can also have any of these 3. Your Fight, your Bombardier, your Gatherer, they can always have these 3. But Fighting and Assist and Gathering and Bombardier will always have their own unique first move and final move. So every Palico will unlock their first move over here by just being level 1. So they'll have their first move unlocked. Their second one will come at level 5, the third one level 10, the fourth one level 15, and the final move, which is unique to the class or the type, is at level 20. So get all of your buddies to level 20 so that you can have all their equipped moves for all of their types. So the first move your Palico gets as a healer, it will allow it to plant a kind of plant that has restorative leaves on it, and every time you engage with those leaves, it will basically make a healing area for a continued kind of period. So you just have to stand in there and the area will just be healing you. And then once that effect kind of dies out after 10, 20 seconds, or call it whatever, eventually the leaves will regrow again and you can actually engage it again and basically have it heal you in an area. So it's a nice little healing area to have when you're in combat. Its second healing move is a move that will greatly recover both its own health, its Palamut's health, and your health. No matter how far you are, it will play its health horn, it will give you a little warning at the bottom right of your screen, and this move generally heals you to maximum health. Looking at the assist type for Palicos, the first move for the assist is firing a movement hindering iron silk at large monsters using a little Palico-sized ballista. It's the cutest thing, and basically it keeps the monster from running too far away. It kind of keeps him tethered, wired into this location where this little ballista is, and it will basically be pulled to that area, but it won't restrict it entirely. It will just keep it from running too far away. Your second assist ability that you will get is it will set a trap that immobilizes the large monsters, like a shock trap or a pit trap, and will also afflict them with poisons, because it has poison damage to it. So that's pretty cool. Having a look at the fighter type, we have the first move here is a rousing roar, which will let loose a fearsome war, empowering the buddies around it, so it's Palico or Palamute that's with it, and as well as you. The level 20 move that you will unlock for your fighting type Palico is your Palico will become furious. In this state, their attack power increases drastically, and they will deal a lot more damage with their attacks that they deal to the monsters. Having a look at the Bombardier class for the Palicos, the first ability is called Feline Wyvern Blast, fires a Palico-sized Wyvern Blast shells at the monster, triggering explosions when they strike. Honestly, if you want good damage from a Palico, Bombardier is really the way to go. Most people might think it's the fighter class, but the Bombardier is actually the most effective at dealing damage to the monsters. Its level 20 ability will actually allow it to rush a foe with a gigantic barrel bomb. So it will basically bomb into a monster, which is the funniest and kind of saddest thing at the same time. Having a look at the final Palico type, the Gathering type, the first ability on your Gathering Palico will be Endemic Life Barrage. It will fire Endemic Life at monsters from a ballista. And this can result in a bunch of different things. So this could be a poison frog, a shocking frog, random stuff like that can apply status effects and just random things that, just random endemic life that you can just shoot at things, which is kind of funny and weird. And it's more something I would consider being on the assist type Palico, but I mean, I guess it gets some damage that way. And its level 20 ability is something that all of you guys who are farming some monster pots are going to definitely need. This is the Palico move called Pilfer, which will actually allow it to throw a boomerang attack that will steal materials from monsters. So every time it attacks the monster with this ability, it will actually steal some materials from them. All right, so there are 5 different types of Palicos. I hope that explains and gives you an idea of what to choose. Just know that the 3 equipped moves in the middle are always different, and you'll have to go to Iori at the Buddy Plaza to hire new Palicos to try find ones with the right moves that you need. So let's talk about Buddy skills. Now this applies to both Palicos and Palamutes. So we go to our Buddy board over here, and we can go to Buddy skills, Palicos. Let's look at Euphoria. You'll see it will open up our equip skills here. Now these skills are unique for every single Palico, Palamute that you find. You'll never have the same type for healers or anything. You honestly just have to go to Iori and hire ones that just have, and just hope that they have the best skills that you need. And then obviously train them up so that they're high level so that you can use them. Now in the skills, you'll have a thing called skill memory, which will basically limit the amount of slots of the skills that you can use. So if I look at defense up, for example, you'll see it has one little blue icon next to it, and my skill memory is flashing that one little blue thing over there. This means that it will take up one slot there. So I basically have 5 slots to use, and you can see here, defense up takes 1 slot, health up here takes 2 slots. So if I use both of these, you can see it takes up 3 slots if you do the math. Now, the blue skills are actually more defensive, kind of like buffs and things that just, are for like defense. The red ones are more for attacking. So, Knockout King increases you the likelihood of you stunning and tiring monsters as the Palico. So for both your Palico and Palamute, you can pick exactly which skills that you want to use in your skill memory. You will unlock more skill memory the more your Palico actually levels up, as well as the equip skills, which will be locked as you level up as well. You unlock the ones at the bottom so you can start using them. Now, in terms of what skills are actually good, I prefer to use things that are like negate poison, negate paralysis, negate sleep, earplugs, basically anything that prevents the Palico from being stunned, so that if something actually goes wrong, and since your Palico and your Palamute basically have a very similar amount of skills to choose from, you can keep them from getting stunned, poisoned, sleeping, anything like that, so that if you are stunned yourself or you are sent to sleep, they will actually rush over to you and bump you out the way, which will also wake you up, so that you don't have to be like, oh god, the monster just stunned me, I have half health, looks like he's about to come in for a second attack, I'm gonna die, and I'm just gonna watch myself die. This way, the Palico or Palamute will actually knock you out the way, and you might actually be able to, stay alive. A lot of people were asking me in comments in previous videos, asking me if these effects count for the Hunter as well. Unfortunately not, they only apply for the Palico or Palamute that you're using them on. So this one negates poison, so whenever the effect of poison has happened, it prevents poison and lethal poison damage to it. Unfortunately, you will still take poison damage. The Palico or Palamute will not. So in a way, you kind of get what you want, just, not as overpowered as you really wanted it to be, to apply to you directly. Which would have been great, but that's just too overpowered, guys, come on. The final thing I want to talk about is the behavior of your Palico and Palamutes. They both have a different type of behavior. Palicos have a 5 selection charts of different types of, behavior for who they target. Large monsters only, and they ignore the small monsters, like the small Azuchis. They will only fight a great Azuchi. The large first, so they'll fight a great Azuchi, and then they'll fight the small Azuchi. Balanced, they'll fight whatever they see first, which is the default thing. I honestly recommend keeping it on that as well. The small monsters first, so it's going to fight the small Azuchi first, and then it's going to fight the big Azuchi, the great Azuchi, once the small ones are killed. Or it will just only fight the small ones and basically watch you suffer as you fight the big one, which is, I don't know why you would select this though. In terms of Palamutes, you will have 3 different types of tactics that your behavior for the Palamute can use. The default one here is basic, which will allow your Palamute to basically stay within the danger area, just kind of like attacking the enemy at close range. The pincer one will actually allow you to work with the hunter so that it will actually attack from the opposite side that you're attacking on. So if you're attacking the monster from the front, pincer will actually allow the Palamute to attack from the back, which is fantastic. Follow will actually allow it to basically stay next to you and attack it all the time. Honestly, I kind of recommend basic, but it is nice to sometimes use pincer so that your Palamute is kind of doing its own thing. But if you do want to have it kind of just doing its own thing, like really, basic is probably the best. You can also try follow, but keep in mind if a monster does a stun attack or a sleeping attack, your Palamute's going to be right next to you and it's going to be sent to sleep or stunned as well. So if you're hoping on it to kind of like wake you up, make sure you have negate stun or negate whatever paralysis or whatever you're trying to prevent. Because otherwise, both of you are going to just be sitting next to each other, stunned the entire time. But if you do have it on follow, at least it's next to you and you can ride it whenever you want. It's obviously up to you how you choose between these 3. And of course, the final thing you should do is actually make buddy equipment. You can forge Palico and Palamute equipment. It will literally take 2 scrap of whatever type of monster part that you want to use to make the weapon, 1 scrap to make the helmet, 1 scrap to make the armor. So it's basically 4 scrap to make an entire set of one type of kind of armor set. If you find yourself not having enough scraps, you can actually just go trade for scraps. Let's say, for example, I want Izuchi scrap. I can go to Izuchi scrap right over here, and I can turn my Great Izuchi pelt, Great Izuchi hide, Great Izuchi tail. You can see how many I have by the quantity in my chest. Like I have 7 of the pelts in my chest. I can take this here and I can turn it into Great Izuchi scrap. So if I turn it like 4 here, if I take 4 Great Izuchi pelts, I can turn them into 4 Izuchi scrap. So I can make a full set of Izuchi armor, weapon, and helmet. I generally keep my Palico and my Palamute with the best gear, honestly better gear than I'm wearing all the time, so that's just one thing I like to do. And also, it looks cool that they match, and they have like nice armor sets, and I look like a clown. A clown. I look like a damn clown, dude. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you do need any more help, please let me know in the comments below. There's a lot of people who reply to your comments, including me, who might add some help and just kind of guide you in the right direction. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.